Live. And we're live.
Woo!
Woo! Taking a bit of inspiration off Spud, so thought I'm veering off, not doing much hobbying, so let's get on it. So
this is purely an exercise to get you painting more. It's not at all just stealing Spud's ideas, is it?
Yeah, basically, that's it. That's exactly it.
I think we can make it more entertaining than Spud's.
We can try. So, Arcworlde, I'll be doing today.
Ooh.
I know. I've not told you yet. I've ordered my some dwarfs for Kings of War.
Which manufacturer have you gone for?
I went for Seabo.
The luxury end of the market.
Yeah. I kind of went all out and I thought, yeah, I'll do that. And then at the end of it, the cart was like 98 euros. So I took some off.
As far as the non-mainstream companies, Cyborg are like the Forge World of that realm, aren't they?
Yeah. So what did I get? I got the Ducal Guard, a couple of characters. I was going to get the... I don't know if you've seen my post in Wargaming Trading. The like the bow with the flag. I'm gonna get that.
They do some very nice dwarves on bears as well. Have you seen them?
Yeah, that's one of it. Yeah, I'll get it up.
They do a lot of crazy stuff.
Some of the stuff is absolutely amazing.
One or two of their models, I feel like they go a bit too overboard.
Yeah, some of them.
Some of their not quite Space Marines are a little bit over the top for my liking, but most of their stuff's really good.
This guy I was ordering. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah, that guy. So once I get a bit more into Kings of War and whatnot, and I know what I can do, because I haven't got a clue, then I'll get that. So I'll just stick to my one unit at the minute. It'll take me a time to paint them up.
To a professional standard.
Of course. Right, so let's pick what we can paint today. Let's just do all the easy stuff.
I'm going to be doing some very, very complicated paintwork. First of all, I'm going to be painting black around the edge of the bases on these Orknar, while I leave the glaze paint to completely dry for a very long time before I put any varnish on them. And then I'm going to be applying varnish to these Kings of War goblins.
Exciting stuff.
Before I snow up their base. So very, very complicated. Lots of intricate techniques going on.
Sounds like it. I need to catch up with the Kings of War stuff.
Yeah, it's too many games.
Yeah, you're telling me.
How far along are you on your ball section now?
Well, since my little thing, I've got enough to play with. I mean, I've only got a small amount ready to play, and then I'll have enough troops. Paint, should I say. So I'm not that far behind, really. What colour
These base edges I'm going to be using Steinil Res.
The hell are they?
Black primer.
Oh, that's what you got from Adepticon, isn't it?
I got this from Adepticon last year, and I got the white one this year.
Adepticon.
So maybe if I go again next year, they'll have an orange primer in the goodie bag.
Maybe. Hopefully not. Do you not get bored of orange?
How can you get bored of orange?
Quite easily.
That's like saying, do you get bored of money or laughter?
Yeah, it's a bit different though.
I don't know. Orange is one of those things that brings me eternal joy and happiness.
We have noticed.
And it spreads eternal joy and happiness to those around me as well, of course.
Not so sure about that one.
I'm going to be using this horrible splayed out Army Painter Regiment brush, which I've demolished over the years. So it's no longer good for anything other than...
Yeah, I've got a drawer full of them.
Yep. I'm sure some brush soap would fix them up nicely, but I'd been buying some brush soap.
Well, I'm using these Games and Gear ones, and I got some soap with that. But I've kind of ruined these brushes as well. Not really looked after them. They're not bad though. I'm not sure if we can put a link to this show in the Chilling Wargamers group.
Oh, I don't know.
So, I mean... Well, no, because it was only for 7 days, that wasn't it? So,
Is it up now?
I think so.
I think the permanent rule is that we don't want things shared in there from other pages. Or we don't want people just spamming the same link in 18 different groups, and ours is one of them. Which, you know, people do.
Yeah. Well, I'll share it in there in a second.
11 new Facebook notifications. Oh, that's exciting. Let's have a look. Oh, they're all from the same person. It's the same post in 11 different groups.
Andy Ransom has shared 8 photos in 13 groups.
I keep my limit as 2 groups and my personal wall, because I know how annoying it is for people. Especially people that are in lots of groups, like A-list journalists like us.
Yeah. Speaking about A-list journalists, I think I'm going to purchase one of those Tascams.
Good. They are good stuff.
Have you tested yours out yet?
I've tested it, but I haven't tested it out with the microphone I've got for it yet. So I'm going to test that out today, just to make sure it's all running smoothly for Mantic Open Day tomorrow. I'm going to be using it extensively.
I need mine for the Games Expo.
Games Expo is going to be emotional.
It is. I think I'll probably be stood on the relics stand more though. I don't think I'll have too much chance to walk around as much. Oh, Paul Elston's not coming in. Is it worth it?
At the Games Expo, I'm definitely going to have a chance to flex my A-list media muscle, as it were.
Yeah, I'll end up going around with sloppy seconds.
Yeah. There's no shame in that. It's going to be fun. I need to have a look at the full list of people that are going to be there and decide who I want to try and nab for a professional interview.
I know Wallard are.
Yeah, most of the main miniature companies are going to have a presence there. The big ones, at least. Not so much the minor ones. There'll be a lot of board game and role-playing game stuff there that might be interesting as well. And dice. Looking forward to seeing plenty of orange dice there. Never have too many.
Too many orange dice. I think could.
I suppose if you're just living in a house made of orange dice, and it was really awkward because it fell apart every time you wanted to step anywhere, because you didn't want to glue them together because that would devalue them.
I could actually imagine you living in a house made of orange dice.
Maybe just living inside a giant orange dice. suppose we should say an orange dye, really, shouldn't we?
Well, it'd take more than one.
Yeah, but if I just lived in one giant one.
Yeah, I suppose you could do. Oh, he's slagging you off here.
Who is?
Mr. Alstonation.
Well, what's he saying?
He's saying that he's stuck at work, so he can't go. And he says, "Ask Mr. How about Mr. 2D6? God knows what he does during the day."
I am actually a professional.
I won't stand for that, Andy.
Actually, at some point soon, I think I'm going to update my employment status on Facebook to something that sounds really professional and catchy, like freelance games designer and writer.
So when can we expect? Are we allowed to talk about it?
You can talk about that there's something in the works, but no details yet.
So you couldn't say what it involved?
I can say that I've got a card game on the horizon. On the very near horizon.
To be honest, I think you'd be quite safe in it, because I don't think anyone will watch it.
You never know. There could be someone who's watched your shows before and knows that you're just a fountain of eternal wisdom and has his note paper and everything ready to launch Kickstarters based on everything you say.
Well, I'm not going to say I learned from the best.
But there will be a card game at some point in the next few months, which I am currently designing. And there are professional people also working on it.
I'm not working on it.
I didn't say all the professional people.
It's not good enough.
Professional artists working on it as we speak.
So is it part of a company that you're helping to get it out there, or is it just you?
I'm working in conjunction with a company.
Oh.
So it's my idea and they're producing it.
Didn't Jojo Man used to be a chiller?
Jojo Man?
Mm-hmm.
He's never been a full chiller.
Nah.
He doesn't normally get time to actually be on the show. Or he hasn't done in the past. He's had a bit more free time lately. He's going to be a chiller this weekend, though. He's going to be ably assisting me and doing some of his own A-list journalism at the Mantic Open Day.
So he's going to be at the Mantic Open Day where they have bolt action there again this year?
It seems unlikely. They had them there last year, but they didn't have them at the last Open Day because they didn't have any space. Because it is only a small spot and they've got so many games of their own. It's difficult to even find space for one table in that main room. The only reason we have space for all our A-list journalistic endeavours is because we go into a back room to do the interviews.
Bet you do.
We do. And we did see Ronnie half naked last time. Didn't get it on camera though.
It's a shame. You'd be at 1 million subscribers if you did.
I don't know, that's quite a common sight. He's known to get his clothes off without much provocation.
Bless him.
Yeah.
So what else have you been up to?
Well, other than working on top secret projects, I've mainly been painting and video editing. I'm sure everyone saw my beautiful promotional video for ModCube.
Yeah, that's alright.
What did you think of the genius comedy performances and writing?
Let's not talk about it.
You don't need to talk about it. It speaks for itself.
Where did you get the idea from the for the character at the beginning?
Do you mean Nordberg Dunderhacket?
Yeah, that one.
He's like an exaggerated American infomercial type guy. And that's it. If you've ever seen Americans selling things on TV at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Nope.
that's the level of cheesiness that they usually aspire to.
Really?
Yep. Like,
Oh
but
my.
wait, there's more. That kind of stuff.
Did they all have silly names like that, though?
They do, actually. Nordberg Dunderhacket is a pretty standard name for that kind of person. It's very American sounding.
Mod Cube.
It is quite a handy-dandy product.
I guess you've got the orange one.
Yeah, I have got an orange one. And if I get a full set when they're fully released, I'll definitely get an orange one. Orange set. Or the black set with orange inserts.
Oh my.
One or the other.
Feel free to invite anyone in if anyone comes online.
Yeah, I've been keeping my eye on it.
You know what my internet connection's like. I'm surprised it's not blown up.
I don't know, it doesn't usually blow up, it usually just turns you a little bit robotic.
Mm. Why am I painting the metal bit first? I should paint the red bit first. Let's paint.
I think I'm going to do something sacrilegious now.
What are you going to do?
As people may know, I'm not a fan of spray-on varnish at all, so I use this anti-shine paint-on varnish, brush-on from Army Painter. But I found that the best way to apply it for minimal wastage is to actually drip it straight onto the model and then spread it out. If anyone could think of a good reason that I shouldn't be doing that, other than if I'm applying it to something that's recently had a wash on it, because then obviously it would break down the wash.
Why don't you just use your airbrush for it? That's what I do.
I don't trust it.
Why?
I don't trust anything that varnishes through the air. I have too many problems. It's brush on all the way for me. I can control it more easily.
Just a brush on type of guy.
Yep. And just to add a little bit of controversial subject matter to your channel and maybe get a few thumbs down, how about a statement like this? Airbrushing takes no skill. It's for losers.
Thanks, Andy. You're just here to just diminish my channel, aren't you?
10 thumbs down, 50 unsubscribes.
Oh, don't do that. I've just got to 500.
I accidentally unsubscribed to a couple of people yesterday.
How do you mean you accidentally?
Because I had about a zillion browser windows open and it was running a little bit slowly and I was trying to close them all while clicking other things at the same time and I accidentally hit the unsubscribe button on a couple of people's videos.
And did you resubscribe?
Well, the thing is, if you resubscribe, then it'll send them an email saying that you've just subscribed.
So what you're trying to say to me is you've unsubscribed from my YouTube channel.
Now, yours wasn't one of them. I would have to be watching one of your videos for that to happen.
Wow. This guy.
But it's that awkward moment where you think, do I resubscribe and then have the email sent to them? So they'll think, what? He's only just subscribed to me after all these years.
Well, then you just explain to them.
I don't know. I'd like to hear what our dozens of viewers think about that.
Oh, we've got one viewer.
Well, we're on our way to a dozen. Let's just round up, shall we?
You've not missed much.
Round up by the baker's dozen. Here we go, dripping varnish straight onto the model. And with these, I don't care if it breaks down the wash a little bit, because if it does, it'll only do it on the raised areas, which is fine. Because it'll, if anything, it'll brighten up the orange on them.
Thunder Hackett.
I think you mean Dunder Hackett.
Oh, Dunder Hackett.
The name Nordberg is taken from the Naked Gun / Police Squad character, who in the films was played by O.J. Simpson. Who, of course, then had his run-ins with the law.
Oh, well, we've lost that one viewer.
No idea why.
Because he's seen what sort of obscenity you're doing.
Orange Goblins.
That and dripping on your varnish.
There's just something appealing about dripping varnish onto the miniatures.
I don't want to know.
There's something primal about it that satisfies the basic human urges.
I'm now going to have to rate this 18.
All your videos are rated 18 anyway, aren't they?
Most of them. I've cut back on a lot of swearing.
As you've become more professional.
Yeah.
Being surrounded by A-listers all the time, that will happen.
Yeah, true.
One thing I will say, folks, never drip varnish onto old Citadel washes.
Why?
Because they break down to such an extent that they start running into all the other colours.
Oh dear.
The newer ones don't do it nearly as much, especially if you leave it a long time to dry. And they don't typically run into the colours. The other colours. But the old ones certainly did. You can mitigate it a little bit by putting on a gloss varnish first, because that doesn't seem to make it run as much as the matte one. Must be slightly different chemical makeup. That doesn't reactivate it nearly as much. See, we're learning about science as well today.
Science.
You don't get that on Spud's chill and chats, do you?
Nope. What do you normally talk about?
Chicken.
Just chicken?
He normally starts talking about things I know nothing about, like Game of Thrones, and then I start talking about things he knows nothing about, like quality 80s TV.
You talking about Diagnosis Murder?
Yep, although that one's 90s, but we do talk about that, definitely. Diagnosis Murder, Columbo. Classics.
Have you actually not watched Game of Thrones?
No, never seen it.
Why?
I've got too much other stuff to watch.
Yeah, but it beats Diagnosis Murder.
Well, I don't really watch that because it's not on anymore. Only when I was ill and I watched season 3 on DVD. This morning I watched an episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Is that the one with Bradley Walsh in it?
No.
No.
I believe he was in Law and Order UK.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's still going, but it didn't appeal to me at all because all they did was rehash the American episodes and slightly amend the scripts so it fit in with British slang and whatnot. So I couldn't watch them because I'd already seen all the episodes, really. So I knew how they were going to end.
That was a bit cheaty.
It is. I don't know whether they just assumed people in this country didn't watch the American version. But they thought wrong.
Oh dear. Let's see if we're getting any comments. I doubt it, but let's load up the doodah.
The doobly-doo.
The doobly-doo. That doesn't really track any comments. No.
The comment tracker is one of the most inept inventions Google have ever come out with.
Yep. Because they all come up sometimes and they just disappear and it's all different. It's just not very good. Oh dear.
This is one of the most enjoyable parts of painting for me, the final stages.
When it's all coming together.
Yeah, and the final stages that are really quick as well, like this and the basing. You're motivated because you can see pretty much what the finished product's going to look like. And it's not at all difficult. You could just do it on autopilot. Doesn't take huge amounts of concentration like edge highlighting, for instance.
You and your edge highlighting, where would you be without it?
Probably a resident of Dry Brush Town.
Dry brush.
Now entering Dry Brush Town. Population. Me.
Oh, that's a big idea. I find red's one of the worst colours to paint.
I find yellow quite difficult.
Yeah.
Not only does the paint usually take some effort to get any coverage, but it's difficult to know what to wash it with sometimes or what to highlight it with. To me, anyway, not being a professional. Yellow wash isn't very strong.
No. On one of the chilling chats I did with Spud, I used an orange wash, and that wasn't very good either.
Yeah, orange and yellow washes never usually are very good. With these guys here, I used a flesh wash on them, which has a bit of pinkiness to it.
Yeah.
Over the orange.
I thought you would have had your own brand of orange wash, to be honest. You should do.
It doesn't.
2d6 orange wash.
Orange wash doesn't darken it enough, and I want it to be a bit darker in the crevices.
That's what I'm saying. You should make your own.
A wash that's perfect for orange.
Yeah.
2d6 paints.
There you go.
I'm going to drive Broken Toad out of business. All their products. I'm going to bring out 2d6 weathering pigments
I've just ordered some paintbrushes off Broken Turd.
Spud swears by those products, so they must be good.
That's why I got them.
I don't think I own any currently.
I just bought the box set for £20. Thought I'd treat myself.
I haven't had to buy any new brushes for a while, apart from a dry brush, actually. Well, there's those guys varnished. And then after a few hours, I'll no doubt spot a couple of points that are still shiny and have to go back in.
Yep. That's another good thing with spraying it on, because
I don't mind, though. Next thing I'm going to have to do is gloss varnish those Orknar.
oh, why are you gloss varnishing them?
With them being metal, I'm going to gloss varnish them and then matte varnish them over the top of that.
Right.
To make sure they're extra protected. Which usually means just knocking them over on the gaming table won't be enough to chip off any paint.
Oh, I don't know.
Generally, they would have to fall onto the floor or crash into each other.
See, that's one thing I really don't like about metal miniatures.
I've been lucky with my relics so far. I haven't had a single paint chip on those yet.
Yet.
I'm sure it'll happen eventually, but it's not going to be too difficult to repair. But all the layers of varnish I put on, it should only happen if there's extreme circumstances involved. I think the reason these goblins don't really stand out yet is because they're not on the snow.
What made you go for snow?
Like so. Because I hadn't done it before. And I thought, it's a new army. I can give them some really interesting basing, do them in some crazy colours.
Hmm.
So I just decided to go and try all the things that I hadn't done before. Got a lovely snow tree waiting to go on the base as well.
That's a bit big, isn't it?
Let's decide. I think that looks alright.
Let's have a look. Yeah, it's alright.
It's been sprayed in white, and then I'm going to stick some actual snow onto it as well. I found that with snow basing, you can't just rely on the snow powder itself for the whiteness. You have to put it down on white.
Bicarbonate soda's supposed to be good, isn't it?
It is, but over time it'll get discoloured because it absorbs everything.
Yeah.
And the snow basing materials only very cheap usually. In fact, I think at Salute there was some in the bargain bins for about £1 each for a tub. I would have got some if I didn't already have some that Spud gave me. So what I do is I'll paint the base white, and then because PVA glue, if it's on a lumpy surface, it doesn't always dry perfectly clear. So that can make a mess of it as well. So I've been mixing in white paint with the PVA and then sticking the snow onto that. And that seems to give the best effect.
Yeah, I'm not really a biggish fan of snow. I've only done it once with the with my Kado.
I think these blue Orknar would have looked quite good with snow, but I didn't want to be doing 2 snow armies at the same time.
I just like my relics just to be like plain bases. If you get what I mean.
And nothing too weird. I've gone
Just
for a
like,
kind of muddy look with the orc now.
let's have a look. Let's get one out. See? Like that. The sun's really bright. It's just gravel. It appears we've both gone for a blue army as well.
I think yours are a bit more grounded in reality, and mine are a bit more zany, colour-wise.
I mean, some of them, like my little napper, I've done them like a grey colour. Same with the Unman.
They're certainly not blue and orange, though.
No, I tried red with a Dockner, but I think I'll paint them blue.
Yeah, because the Orknar army I got was kind of a weird hodgepodge of pieces as well as complete models. I only had 2 heads for the dogs, but 3 models. So I've put I think it's a Rifen head on it.
Oh, right, yeah.
I had to pin it on because obviously the joint wasn't made for it.
Yeah.
Which means I've got one of those without a head. But there is another head in the box that doesn't really have a model to go with it. So I'm going to be using that on it.
I was going to say, I think I've got some spare heads knocking about.
I think I've got enough just about. And they're also, because it's the Orknar army from the original sculptor, there's some weird experimental green stuff models as well. Or some of the other models, they're in their poses that you can buy them in now, but they've started to have other things sculpted on them in green stuff, like different hairstyles or teeth. So they will be quite unique. Still can't decide whether to pre-order some ridden/riden.
Yeah, I have.
Have you? How many have you ordered? The starter box.
Starter box and some Fortnites.
I've been thinking about it.
Although, I don't know. I'll have to speak to G-Man.
I've been pondering on it. Because I would like to have some to do my International Relics games with. To have another faction to use.
Yeah, well, I've literally got every faction.
Yeah, I'm not going to get the Vatir just yet.
Why?
One, because I think they're possibly the most complicated. So it'd be more difficult using them in Hangout games. Because they have a lot of different abilities. And also, I'm obsessed with pinning.
Yeah.
So it would take me literally months to pin all those tiny metal pieces, because I have to pin everything that's in the slightest bit flimsy. If it looks like it might fall off ever, then I have to pin it. It's a rule.
Well, Gavin's supposed to be doing some new versions, isn't he?
If they come out in resin, I'll be all over them. Because I wouldn't feel the need to pin them then. Even if I didn't pin them, I'm careful enough with them so the pieces probably wouldn't fall off, but it'd just make me paranoid.
Yeah, it's the only problem, really. The only downside to the Vatir.
I think I've crushed Vatir every time I've played them.
Yeah, but to be fair, I'm not an expert player with Vatir.
It wasn't just you, though. I think I've played them 3 times, and I smushed them every time.
Ooh, might have to get a grudge match going then.
I don't know, maybe it's just the Newham list I generally go for is really good against them.
That explains like you play Newham.
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever beaten Orc now.
You've not played me yet.
Okay, I'll hold out until that happens.
Ah. Can you see any comments?
Well, let me
I know we've
just
had a steady
take a
viewer
look.
for a while. I don't want to go on the internet, you see.
Yeah, it's a bit risky. Let's see. Well, there's one person watching, and they haven't left a comment. Which,
Where'd
quite
Graham
frankly,
Collin?
is disgraceful. Yeah, no sign of Graham Collin today.
It's probably because it's not on your channel. Should give him a shout.
Hold on, I'll send the link to him personally.
Share the love round, Andy.
Let me see if he's online, actually. Oh, no, he's not.
Oof.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, to be fair, it was an off-the-cuff thing, wasn't it? So I'll let him off.
Yeah, he did just have the impulse that you desperately wanted to broadcast some paintwork.
Not some very effective, but...
I'm closing in on having a decent-sized Kings of War army now. A couple more units of goblins.
I'm going to have to order some bases.
Yeah, if you go to war bases, you can get them in the right size.
Do you have to email them?
It's easier if you do. It's like when you're ordering something from KR Multicase. There is a way of doing it on their website, but it's probably just easier to send them an email and say, here's what I want.
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
I think the only thing with the Seabo minis, I'll have to take their bases that they're attached to off. I'm not sure if they come already attached. I think they do.
Usually they come attached to something. But if they are attached to bases, you could always stick those onto the wood and then build up the area between the bases with something.
Maybe. We'll have to see.
It depends on the specific models, because some of them, they come on bases that are really decorative and elaborate. Or some of them just look like stone floors, for example.
Yeah. Well, there's one guy that I want to get. Oh, I should have ordered him. Bugger, it's just reminded me. He's on like a cliffside, and I thought that'd be good to have like on the edge of the base, so I wouldn't have to build anything up for him. See if I can find him and screen share it. Give everyone the... Oh dear. Oh, it's lovely weather outside today. Got a risk of turning into Ringo Simpkins there.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You'll be setting up train sets and getting into Napoleonics.
Well, I'm already into Napoleonics, aren't I? But I'm waiting till...
Well, are you really, though?
Yeah, but look. I don't know if you can see it. I'll have to turn this back on.
It's a sign of premature aging, that.
Yeah, look. Nick sent me that up. This is cotton socks. We're doing, you know, like we've done with the bolt action thing this time round. We're going to do one for black powder.
When I put up my video giving my thoughts on the bolt action Belgians, somebody responded saying that they're on their list of things to sculpt soon is one of the tanks that I'm waiting for.
Ooh.
Because currently, they seem to have released the worst tanks first for the Belgians in the Warlord range. Which is funny, but it's not ideal. I mean, none of the tanks are amazing, but one of them is definitely far superior to all the others. And they don't have that one yet.
Well, at the minute, haven't you only got like... I don't even know how to describe them.
I've got one tank that's barely a tank, and it has just a medium machine gun on it and nothing else. And I also have one that's just like a tractor with a light anti-tank gun on it.
Oh my.
Not very heavily armoured.
No.
As long as people don't just turn up with nothing but super heavy tanks, though, I can still compete.
I'll just bring my Tiger.
If you brought one Tiger, I'd probably be able to just pin it to death.
No, I don't know.
I could give it a go. Even an anti-tank rifle could potentially pin it.
I was thinking of getting like a smaller tank for you so I could play against you.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Nice early war tank.
It'd have to be, wouldn't it?
And even if there's something on that's super heavy, I've still got artillery.
Yeah, but come on, not really going to do anything.
Well, I've got the artillery observer calling in a full artillery strike, and then I've got just one piece of heavy artillery as well that can do some damage to tanks. So it's not completely outside the realm of possibility that I could destroy a super heavy tank. It's just very, very unlikely.
Right, I'll have to show you one at a time. Right, where are we?
I'm thinking of getting a heavy machine gun for the Belgians, actually. They don't have a model for it.
You can make one, couldn't you?
I could just use one of the other army's heavy machine guns and put Belgian heads on the crew.
You see that?
Yes, actually, those look like they'd go... If those come with bases like that, then they look like they'd go really well with just cork.
Yeah, maybe. Well, actually, I think that's the guy at the back that I could use for leader, but he doesn't really stand out, does he?
Oh, well, he's high enough to stand out. He's got a big cloak on him as well, hasn't he? With it being Kings of War, though, you'd have him on a separate base anyway.
Would you?
You'd have your leader on a separate base, yeah.
No, not like my main leader, just like a...
unit leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think the units really have any benefit from having a leader model in them, so it'd just be for show.
Yeah. But a good thing about Seaboard is they have a lot of them. I'm a bit disappointed because I know a lot of companies do dwarfs, but there's not a lot that take my fancy. Like, I'm gonna have to find some sort of archer unit. But now I just fear that I've started something that I won't be able to finish.
Does Cyborg do any cannons?
No. Not that I'm aware of. I wish they did. I need a cannon.
There'll be plenty of other companies out there that do dwarven cannons, and then you could just use some Cyborg dudes as the crew, couldn't you?
Yeah. But I got them because they're on like an offer at the minute, and it was still €29. So is it? It's going to be like 22 quid a unit. It just depends how big. games are going to be, I suppose. I'd love to know who this one viewer is. Make yourself known.
It's not Graham Collin because he'd be all over the comments. He's a machine.
So how many units have you got for Kings of War then?
I've got my trolls, goblin archers, cavalry, 2 characters. These archers here that are almost finished. And then I'm going to be working on some spearmen and the mincer next.
And the mincer.
Yep.
That doesn't really sound that frightening.
It is, trust me.
Oh, I don't know.
Extremely.
Do. Oh. Ah.
Which events are you looking forward to then, other than the expo?
I think that's all I'll be going to for the rest of the year. There isn't really much else, is there? I know Warlord are doing one which I might be going to, thinking about it. In fact, I think I am going to that one, and that's probably going to be about it. The Chill Con, I'm going to see if I can get it off work.
Warlord Day is quite a good one. It's very big. For a single company day, anyway, it's big.
Well, I know from my inside sources that they're going to have something big on.
I need to get in touch with them regarding the possibility of A-list media coverage as well.
I've already started it.
Have you?
Yep.
You're not quite A-list enough, though, are you?
Yep. In fact, I'll email him now saying don't listen to this guy called Andy. Bit of an amateur.
Would an amateur get a press pass for the UK Games Expo? I think not.
Yeah, but to be fair, you use Chilling Wargamers, which just gets you into anything.
That's because I am about
careful.
45% of Chilling Wargamers.
I don't know about that. I'd say about 30%. I was 20%, and Spud's the rest.
I don't know. I have been the sole Chilling Wargamers representative at numerous events. And I have done a lot of shows solo. And I'd never fallen asleep before a show either.
Oh, I don't think you'd be best pleased that you've said that.
I was asleep during one show just because I hadn't woken up yet, but I didn't fall asleep while intending to be on the show.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say, because I remember that.
When there was a miscommunication on which day the show was on, so technically that wasn't my fault.
Yeah, but Spud works hard,
He does.
so we've got to let him off.
Tiny children attacking him all day. Which probably isn't too different from his previous employment. Although it was all night back then.
Careful, you're making him sound like some sort of...
Some sort of terror.
That's one way of putting it, yeah. I don't know how he does it. Oh. I think a friend of mine is going to be pleased that I'm finally getting these painted so we can play. Just need to learn how to play. Because I've probably gone a bit like old people now. I'm like, oh, I don't really like painting with old unpainted miniatures. More so than I was.
Yeah, I can't understand painting or playing with unpainted miniatures. I can understand it if you don't get to play very often and you've got an army that isn't quite finished, so there's a few models in it that aren't done yet, and then you improve the level of painting each game. You don't have that much time for painting. But just putting out the same wall of grey every single week.
Wall of grey.
And never putting any effort into painting anything, I can't understand that.
I don't really have a lot of time most of the time.
It does suck a lot of the enjoyment out of a game if the armies aren't painted.
Hmm. Oh my.
Good morning.
What
Good afternoon.
Oh dear.
Hello.
How is it going? I thought I would be joining for coffee because I have a bit of time before people arrive, so I will just hang out.
People arrive for sushi. Did I see that?
Yeah, proper sushi.
A sushi party in the Dread Cave.
Yes, the only table I have in my living room is my my gaming table. So I always have to hand out like a ton of paper towels because people are so messy.
Oh dear.
And they will just leave like soy sauce spills on my gaming mat and stuff. And it's one of those acrylic ones that you can't really roll up without damaging it more. Like every time you roll it up, it gets damaged. So that's
Soy sauce actually makes a decent wash, like quick shade.
I don't know if I would want to do that.
Speaking of gaming mats, I've just ordered one.
What kind?
Gaming mat.
No? From where?
Frontline miniature or frontline. Don't know what you call it.
How much was it? Like 50 quid or something?
Well, with my A-list media status, I had a slight discount.
Right, $49.99 then.
No.
I do need to get a 3x3 gaming mat for our International Relics games.
Yes.
So I don't have to put down the the hedges as the barriers every time.
Well, there's some
I
cheap
like the hedges.
there's some cheap ones on eBay that I'll probably pick up as well. But I got this just because it's a bit of a no-brainer. Just need to
Andy,
get
look
some.
at that. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, you can't see it.
Yeah, we can
The
just about see
sanctuary.
it in front of the paper
Yeah.
thingy.
Her little song is like a rainbow pattern, but you can't see it at all on the camera.
You should have done a Chilling Wargamers logo on it.
Don't need to brand my Puary.
You could then show Spud how effective the Chilling Wargamers logo is on a thong.
Yeah, that's true. That would be really tiny. So like that song is barely covering, what's down there. Like,
Well, the Fury doesn't seem too interested in covering herself.
no,
Right,
she doesn't even have feet.
I don't really want to be talking about the Chilling Wargamers thong on this Chilling show. That's more for your channels. Seems to be trending everywhere.
Well, you want to be with the latest trends, don't you? Hashtag CWG thong. Hashtag Stevie.
Let's not get me involved.
Oh,
Even the
man.
dream.
So I watched the Chilling Wargamers show yesterday and I pulled a spot. I fell asleep. Like, I really want to watch it, but I was really out of it next horse. I just fell asleep. Yeah, and so it was interesting. Like, but the guy as a guest had a really soothing voice. Or like sometimes I woke up when like a JoJo man was talking or something. Only for a second, and I fell back asleep. And then my Firefox crashed and makes that Windows noise, and I proper woke up again.
It was a very educational episode, actually.
Yes.
We learned lots of valuable information.
And the miniatures are really, really dark. Like, really dark. Like, nothing you want to let your children play with because they will get nightmares and will, like, pester you all night. And
I don't think we should let Spud play with them. He'll probably get nightmares.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, Spud and his ball pits and his, like, pink hat, That's the stuff that makes him happy.
He's in his special safe place when he has his pink hat on, just sitting in his ball pit.
Those demons were way too spooky for him. Good thing that he was asleep.
It is lucky.
Spud is asleep. We can start the show now. It's like putting your child to bed. Oh man. I am so loopy from my allergy medications. It's terrible.
What are you working on over there?
Me?
Yes.
I was working on the Puary till like 2 minutes ago when I read that you were actually doing it right now, and I thought you were doing the show like later this afternoon, even though there was a link posted, but I was like, and then I don't know, I'm confused today. It's like I'm still a bit out of it.
What time is it over there?
We are just 1 hour ahead, I think, from you. It's almost 3 p.m.
Dear oh dear.
I've nearly got these Orknar right here finished.
Ah, yeah, I see them. Very blue.
Yeah, this need varnishing and then the bases.
Yes. And he's spitting proper green goop.
He sure is.
Yes. Yes.
And there weren't enough dog heads,
Jacob
so he's got one of those heads on him.
Yeah. I think I had. Did the heads fall off, like, when they arrived at your place? Because I had given everyone a head, but I also had to improvise with, like, heads from other models.
Yeah, most of the heads had fallen off.
Dang it. Yeah.
A lot of the things that didn't fall off I just snapped off anyway so I can pin them. Or glue them really securely.
Right, yeah. Yes, I said, like, the models were they just came in a box loose, like, all the bits, because they were from the sculptor, and he just had them for reference or something. I think he never played with them, he just had a box full of Orknar, and experimented on them and stuff. So
Yeah, they're going to be put to good use on the international relics community.
they do, they do. I don't know if I want to get the wheelie guys next or the ruiner, because to be honest, I'm quite sick of painting pink. I'm so sick of it. I had to really make myself paint the last models I had, and I might just get the ruiner because it's just one model, and not the wheelie guys. Because
You want to see a box of goodies?
yes, is there socks in it?
Might have thongs in it.
No, it's not got bones in it.
Oh, that looks like a ruiner.
Oh, that's the ruiner. Nice. How big is he? Can you like hold him beside like a 30? Oh, I see it. Okay.
Right, so
That's
ruiner.
really cool.
Uh,
He's bigger than I thought actually.
so there's a Spectre.
Right. So his base size is 50 millimeter, I guess. Batka is 40. Oh yeah, yeah, he's big. I like that. I like how short his legs are compared to the rest of his body.
Some more goodies.
Ooh. They're very huge as well, as we know.
They come in a box? I didn't know that.
They do.
The wheelies.
And I got some more Vatir goodness. Can't wait to use these guys. They look epic.
They're quite big as well.
Funny. There's some of the Vatir models that appeal more to me. Like in general, I just like the little fairy guys with the actual wings, and the rest is not much to me. I actually try to get to more people to play relics over here, but it's really hard. Like I have one friend now that I will actually paint his Vatir starter for him, so I can actually play with him sometimes. So I have 2 people to play relics with now on a regular basis, and there's 2 more. Like one is just pretty much a painter. He barely plays. He's just like he played in the tournament, but that was it. And the other guy is just I only saw him once and never saw him again. Maybe I scared him away. I don't know.
Yeah, the relics German Masters should be coming up again.
Yeah.
At some point, shouldn't it?
I will try to get those running in the summer or in the autumn. I don't know. Also, the guy who I never saw again had pink Orkner, which quite matched my pink Newham, which was funny.
What's happened to him?
I don't know. He's just. I think he just plays everything. So he just. I don't know. We're also on different schedules when we are at the local gaming store, so we never see each other, and I don't know. He's one of those people that are hard to get a grasp on.
Oh, well.
Yes. I tried to convince 2 other people, but they were like, nah, we will just continue playing 40k, because
Losers.
we're so busy and we just want to play 40k because it takes like all night to play a game instead of like, I don't know.
Instead of playing
reasons.
2 relics games.
Yeah. One actually was like, yeah, I actually like the dollies, but I'm so busy right now with, I don't know, stuff, and yeah. I would even paint the stuff. If I had the money, I would buy starters for people, paint them, and give them to them just to play with them. But I don't. So.
Well, this is why everyone should just move to England instead, but not Leeds.
Now, what's wrong with Leeds?
Sput wants everyone.
You know.
Oh, what happened with this guy?
If I become a billionaire, I'm going to buy a very large piece of land and build the world's biggest wargaming centre there with a huge hotel that can house all kinds of wargamers for a very low price. And just have tournaments for everything every day.
Oh god. Then you would get so sick of it at some point. You would be like the grumpy old Andy at some point, just like sitting on a folding chair, like on the porch, and just
Or just in
glaring at
a tower really high up, letting my fingernails grow really long.
Oh god.
And not letting in any more Wargamers because they might have germs.
Yeah, we in Germany, like my gaming club had the idea of actually like getting a house at some point together with a lot of people, like renting it and just having it a constant thing that people can rent rooms in for an evening for gaming purposes. And that would have been like with a kitchen, so people could just like buy a frozen pizza for €2 or something. Bit of an up price just for the convenience, and would have been neat, but it didn't work out, sadly. Would have been amazing. Especially as Germany doesn't really have any like gaming pubs like there are in the US and the UK, I think, too.
I know there's one
just
in
pubs
London.
where you can, yeah, like you can rent the back rooms for stuff, for pen and paper groups or whatever, and just play on gaming tables in the main room, have a beer, throw up on the table.
I think it's time to apply some white onto this
Yeah.
tray. Stop it being quite so orange, and because it's such a large area, I can just pour the white paint straight onto it
Yeah.
in a big blob.
How wasteful though. How wasteful. I always use like the big acrylic whites for bases, just like 50-cent giant acrylic paints.
I'm sure that would be a more sensible thing to do.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a Scrooge. Like I have to. I always feel bad when even like a few drops of paint dry up on my palette unused. It's terrible. And I just need to paint like an eye or something, and I don't know.
I'm not too worried about this being too white, as long as it's roughly white, because I'm going to be mixing white paint with the PVA glue when I put the snow on.
Yes. You could have like some yellow snow here and there, because goblins are kind of messy, I guess. They don't care.
There are a few patches of yellow on some of them. Not on purpose. They just couldn't control themselves.
Yes. They just let go.
Let it go.
Mm.
Oh dear.
Haven't even seen the movie, but I know the song.
I think everyone knows the song.
I didn't know the song until Spud started singing it constantly.
Yeah.
No, he really did. What day was it when we were all in the car and he wouldn't show up?
Any time that we've been anywhere with him.
He was on the way home from somewhere. Can't quite remember. I think it was the Mantic Open Day.
When is that coming up, though? I forgot
Tomorrow.
the date. Tomorrow?
Yep, it's going to be emotional.
Oh, that's crazy. That's like, that's really close. That's tomorrow. Wish I could
Well done.
go, but I can't. I would probably just spend money on a Kings of War army and just be poor for the next month or something.
And then
Have
try
to
to
eat
find
noodles
people to
again.
play against.
Yeah. Kings of War, like, I mean, I have like one gaming buddy I can play everything with because he owns the biggest gaming store in, like, one of the biggest gaming stores in maybe even Europe, and it's in Berlin. It's a Battlefield Berlin. It's really big. They have so much stuff. It's crazy. And he just plays everything because he can. He's like, oh yeah, let's play that. Like the most obscure games you can pull out of your head, he's playing them. It's crazy. So I'm mostly playing those. I don't even want to say smaller systems, but in Germany it's really special with the player base. They just want to play GW most of the time. It's sad.
Very sad.
But yeah, yes. But I have one person in Berlin I can play all kinds of stuff with, which is cool.
I
And
think Mr. Stevie here is one of those rare people that didn't actually start with GW products. Isn't that right?
Correct.
What did you start with?
I think Bushido.
Ew. When did that came out though?
No, just when I started with my mate. Yeah, I think it was Bushido.
Yeah. It looks really cool. I was really tempted with Bushido, but once again, Germany, no one plays it, and I could just like buy models to paint them, but I have so many already. So I try only to buy models that I can find a use in the games that I play. So
Like those piggies.
limiting myself, like the piggies, yeah, they have a proper place now in Butt Scratcher's Murder Boy unit.
And they have buttholes.
They have, yeah, quite an attention to detail there on the side of Redneck miniatures. Didn't look up the sculptor though.
Probably hidden.
Yeah,
So
they even have
didn't want
like
to admit it.
they have like black powder pigs that have like explosive barrels strapped to them, I think, and
I
a
saw
little
that
guy
at
with a
the
pitchfork. Amazing. I want to get that set too, but I don't have a use for it now. So
I was thinking it might be nice to have some piggies if I found a model to use as a giant for Kings of War and have the pigs just walking around with him as his dinner.
yeah, on his base, yeah, you can do so much with Kings of War. So cool, really cool. Or just with some trolls or whatever. Like piggies can accompany everyone. They can even walk with goblins. Like piggies don't care.
Maybe make some Orknar dogs out of them.
They might be a bit small for that, so they might work for Britannian dogs because they are a bit bigger than those.
The one with the explosive strapped to it could work as a Britannian bomber.
Yeah, that's true. Piggy bomber. Oh god.
I've still not painted my bomber up.
Well, they are very useful now.
Yes, it was the last mini I painted before I gave my Britannians away and pretty much traded them in for my new M army.
Used to like you. I don't anymore. Go away.
I
Yeah,
had
Newham.
Everyone loves Newham.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Everyone should love Newham anyway.
Everyone should like dwarves, especially when they're weird dwarves. Even
That's
more
one
when they're
way to
pink
see it.
dwarves.
I've just ordered some dwarfs.
Not Newham though.
No, I've already got Newham.
Although you and Spud do secretly wish that you played Newham.
Didn't Spud
Well,
have new
No.
Did he get...
No, I think he'd rather die.
I've only got them just for demo purposes.
I think
Yeah.
Spud had like demo new too, though. I saw him like put at least a Tormentor together on a video.
Yeah, I think he has some models. I don't know if he's painted any though.
What a guy. Unpainted Newham. Shame. What a shame.
It's disgraceful, isn't it?
It is. Makes me sad a bit.
It makes me a little bit sick.
I think if you want to be like really specific, I didn't start with GW2. Like I started with the old, was it Emerillion miniatures? Like the Black Eye role-playing miniatures that also had like a little battle wargaming system made for them later. But I think I just started with the character figures for the role-playing group, so. And reenacted little battles with actual miniatures. I think that's how it started for me. If you don't count in Hero Quest as a child, of course. Because I painted my Hero Quest, it looked terrible. It was really bad.
I never painted mine.
I painted mine with like watercolors.
Good. Hero Quest, Dragon Strike was another favourite.
Did I ever play Dragon Strike? I'm not sure if we had that in Germany. Maybe under a different name because everything got renamed in
It
Germany.
was a bit like Hero Quest, but it came with a VHS.
Oh, that one, yes. It had a different name, I think. I'm not sure, but I think
And
I saw
there
that.
were 2 games that came with the video. One of them was like scary, and one of them was like not scary.
Right.
The one that wasn't scary was Dragon Strike, and it was really cheesy. It was like an introduction to Dungeons and Dragons, kind of.
The scary one was, I think it was Atmosphere, and it was like...
Yes, that one was more well known.
Yes, we had that in Germany. I don't know if we had Dragon Strike. Not sure.
I did see Dragon Strike actually at a whatever they call it, where people sell their stuff at last year's Games Expo, but I didn't buy it.
A bring and buy, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they called it at the event, something like that.
Yeah. It's hilarious. The old VHS games were so cheesy.
Yeah, you didn't even need VHS for this one. You just played that, and that kind of got you in the mood for the game, and then you played. But the VHS was more entertaining than the actual game, though.
Right.
Even though it was really, really cheesy.
Oh man, I remember having my allowance like scraped together and buying the Hero Quest add-on with the Witch Lord, I think, with all the undead, the extra undead, and the Chaos Witch Lord guy. No, he was in the basic game. You just got extra undead and an extra quest book for him. That was really cool. I liked that. Buying all those add-ons. The only one I didn't have was the Ogre one because I think I didn't have enough money to buy it when it came out.
That's usually the way.
Yeah, and I remember distinctly, like when I walked out of that shop with the little like Hero Quest add-on under my arm, and I met one of my aunts, I think, and she was like, oh, you're still liking toys, and I'm like, yeah, it's a board game though, and she was just treating me like a 3-year-old, but I was a proper like 7-year-old. I was proud. To be to be a big kid, and she, yeah, felt bad. Oh god.
Stevie's occasionally mistaken for a 3-year-old now.
Yeah, nice one, Andy.
He's only a little fella.
I'm
Not as small as
170
Elston, though.
centimeters. You don't have centimeters over there, do you? You're measuring things in like snail feet or something.
We're very confused over here. We use a little bit of everything.
Right. So I'm 170 centimeter, which is 1 meter 7. I don't know.
What's that in feet and inches?
I have no idea. We don't use those away. I think there's I will just look if there's a conversion thingy on the internet. Metric is so much more convenient. Let's see, 170. What? That's 5.57742782152231 feet.
So 5'5".
Yes.
How tall are you, Mr. Stevie?
5'8".
No, you're not.
So
Yeah, I am.
taller than me, even. Eh? That's not that
Either
small.
5'7" or 5'8".
And how tall's Elston? About 5'2".
About 4'6", I think.
4'6".
Yeah.
He is
You're
small.
all a bit taller than me, so. And I'm kind of tall for a woman. Ish. Even though I see a lot of really even taller women than me lately. It's crazy. Crazy. Maybe it had something to do with Chernobyl being so close, you know?
Maybe. That can cause a lot of weird things. Yeah. Especially if all the games I've played about that have any truth behind them.
Yeah. I'm actually quite happy that I'm not really like freakishly tall. Like I'm average, I would say. A bit over average for a female in Germany, I think. But like I have met women that are like 2 meters and it's crazy.
Yeah.
And they never date me, it's terrible.
Well, I think at 6'2", I think I'm considered tall, but not freakishly tall.
You're 6'2". You have a bit of a more like medium-sized appearance on video, at least.
Yeah,
You are a tall
people are
guy.
usually surprised when they see me in person and realise I'm exactly the same height as Spud.
I was a bit shocked.
You should play basketball. That's crazy. I never thought you would be that tall.
That's what people say. People have said to me, "Hey, I thought you were just like a tiny little elf man or something."
You're not far wrong.
You could like change your name to Danny and be Danny Elfman and make music.
I could, but the music would be terrible. If you've ever heard any of my music,
I did.
Don't. Don't even say.
did anyone hear me singing on Spud's live chill and chat?
No.
I think
Thank
I
God.
did. I'm not sure. Maybe my brain blocked it and put it like into a place deep in my subconsciousness to haunt me when I sleep or something.
That's where I haunt people the most, when they sleep.
Oh god. So I hope there will be a ball pit at Chill Console. I won't be there sadly, but I hope there will be a ball pit. Because if there's a ball pit, I will be there in spirit. You just have to take one ball and write my name on it and toss it in there.
We will.
Yes, and if someone finds that ball, I will paint them, I don't know. I will paint them this mushroom that is on this paint pot right here. And I will send it to them.
This seems like something that probably isn't going to happen. Because I think the chances of having a ball pit are quite low, sadly.
Yeah, I could even have said I will paint you a Forge World miniature. That's how
I'll
low the
paint you a
chance.
Forge World army and buy one for you.
But in that case, someone would just bring a ball pit, and just put it there and then say, oh, I found it ready. Forge World, prize ball, and then I would have to paint that army. Because renting a ball pit, it's cheaper than buying a Forge
I was
World
just
army.
about to say it'd be a bit
So
work.
buying 100 ball pits is probably cheaper than a Forge World army.
I think so. I will actually look it up now. Rent ball pit, let's see.
We could definitely do one at the first German ChillCon.
Inflatable rides. There's a bouncy castle. Oh, there's really cool bouncy castles here. Best bouncy castles.
Maybe we could have a bouncy castle at ChillCon.
Let's
I think
see.
Spud would just hog it, to be honest.
I think you
Yeah,
probably
it's like-
would as well.
It's like $200 a day. It's an American site, so for a bouncy castle. Just quite expensive. Like it's, I mean, okay. No ball pit, so just bouncy castle.
Maybe one day. The Wargaming Ball Pit. A wargame that can be played in a ball pit. There's an idea.
Now, on Kickstarter.
That would be interesting.
I'll start working on it.
Yeah. Work oh, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'll show up. Collaboratively. That's
I'm
it.
sure whatever you were going to say was very insightful.
Okay, I found prices for the balls. Like 1,000 to 4,050 balls cost $111 per. Oh, it's per case. Okay, I guess it's less. It's confusing. They have confusing stuff on this page. 500 balls per case. Okay, and one case is like $100. That's still too much for balls.
I don't know.
But there's like a cheap China option where you get like skin rashes when you go with it. Or just make your own balls out of, I don't know,
Bring your own balls.
Bring your own balls. Oh,
I would
no.
really need to explain that one.
That could lower the female attendance even more.
Yeah, because all they wanted to come for was the ball pit, and if they can't bring their own, they're not going to be able to participate. Right, there's all the white on their base now. And in a minute I'm going to have to drill a hole to stick the tree onto it.
Oh. You drill holes for trees? How fancy.
For this one I am, because otherwise I think it'll fall off. Because it's up from war bases, and there are a lot of holes in the base. So if I stick it down, it's going to be on an uneven surface, perhaps.
Ah, I
Under
see.
the, I've just stuck paper down over the holes.
I think it'd be fine.
You can just poke through the paper and fill it with like PVA glue or something. The space under the paper.
In theory.
You could magnetize the tree. That wouldn't be annoying at all. Like.
I wonder if anyone's got a fully magnetized army where every single component of every single model is magnetized.
Like the woman I play with who plays orcs actually has a lot of her orcs magnetized, just the arms. It's crazy. I always think like I broke them, but they're just magnetized. Would be way too much work for me personally, but...
Yeah, I like pinning things, but magnetizing's annoying. Especially because magnets, with me, they seem to cause the paint to come off in a lot of places.
I just hate that they flip on you and then suddenly you have like the wrong poles and it's just a mess. Even though there's like magnet placement tools, but I don't want to buy an extra tool because I'm not magnetizing that often. So, just a pain. Ha, Annie, I can see your modem.
Uh-oh.
Blinking away in the background.
As long as you can't
Really
read the Wi-Fi password.
It would be hilarious. It's not that it would help me anything, you know. It would be quite a journey to get free Wi-Fi off you from me. That would be worth it.
If I notice that there's a little tiny cave set up outside my house, and the internet slows down suddenly.
Just a burrow, like, under your house. And we just dig it like a rabbit, live in there.
I can see some other exciting things as well. You can see the side of some cereal boxes above the modem.
Oh yeah, that's pretty exciting actually. Are they honeypots?
Where?
Hope they are honeypots.
The cereal box I have 2 boxes of Honey Nut cornflakes, 2 boxes of Honey Nut clusters, and 1 box of regular clusters.
Okay, I'm allergic to 2 out of 3 of those.
Are you?
Because of nuts.
Well, they all have nuts in them.
Yes, can't eat the nuts.
I eat a lot of cereal with nuts in it.
Yeah. I just stopped eating cereal. I was a cereal addict for the longest time, but I just kind of stopped eating cereal. And I always want to start again, but then I'm just like, man, I have to buy like soy milk because I don't drink regular milk, and then it's empty and I have to get new. And
I stopped eating cereal for about 2 years because I became lactose intolerant. But then I discovered lacto-free milk.
That works too, but I actually prefer the soy milk now because it's just... I have that weird thing, like once I imagine something too much in my head, I can't like eat it anymore, and just like the thought like of how that milk gets out of others and into that part, into that box. Just I don't know. I can't drink milk anymore.
I don't
I
like
can't
soy
eat
milk. I don't like soy milk, but soy ice cream's really nice.
Yeah, yeah. There's also rice milk, which is a bit different to soy milk.
Almond milk is quite nice, actually.
Oh, I have never heard of that. Or have I? I'm not sure.
You both just knocked me sick.
Why?
Just drink normal milk, you freaks.
No, it makes you poop. It's terrible. At least when you're less intolerant, you have a really bad day.
Yeah, I would love to just drink normal milk, but sadly, ain't gonna happen.
Nope.
Also, I
don't
used to
want
eat cheese every day as well, but obviously I can't really do that anymore.
Yeah, I'm okay with like most cheeses for some reason, but milk just gives me belly cramps and stuff. Cheese is also not the best for my, what?
If I'm eating a pizza or something, then I can just have some lacto tablets, which help. But if I was eating an entire meal of nothing but cheese, which is what I used to do, then I don't think they would help.
Yeah, like mac and cheese is really bad for me. If I do that, I have a bad day, like with belly cramps and everything, the whole thing. But on pizza, it's fine for some reason, and also in lasagna, if it's not like crazy cheese, I can also eat lasagna normally. So
Crazy
I love
cheese.
lasagna.
It's
Crazy
like
cheese.
it's like cheese, but they put it in a straitjacket.
And it stabs you like with a knife if you don't.
That reminds me, actually. I think I had a dream last night that I was repeatedly stabbed by a crazy person.
Oh God. Was it in Berlin in the subway? Because
No, it wasn't. I think lots of people got repeatedly stabbed, and I was one of them. And I remember being in pain and then waking up and not being in pain anymore.
that's a good thing to wake up to, I think.
It's a good thing I didn't wake up and then the pain started.
Oh God.
It turned out that I'd just been stabbed during the night 100 times.
By the cheese.
Yes.
The cheesy stabber.
Have either of you ever heard of the King and Queen of Cheese?
No.
Is that an actual title for people who eat a lot of cheese or something?
I think it was in an episode of Cow and Chicken, the cartoon.
Oh yeah.
And the red guy had, I think, half his body was dressed as a king and the other half was dressed as a queen. And he was singing, "I want to be the king and queen of cheese."
The red guy? You mean Stimpy from Ren and Stimpy?
No, the red guy in Cow and Chicken, he was a bit like a devil.
Oh yeah, he just rolled up to people and was like, "I'm the devil," and he was just rolling, like it was really weird. I remember that.
He also appeared in a few I Am Weasel episodes.
Oh yeah. I mostly watched Ren and Stimpy though. I only caught the others by accident mostly.
Ren and Stimpy was excellent.
Yes. Big cinema.
It's such beautiful lines as, "You fat, bloated idiot!"
And they had such adult humor in there, it wasn't even well hidden anymore at some point.
They didn't even try to disguise it like other cartoons did.
No. I remember that one scene when Ren and Stimpy were like sawing a log into two pieces, and like Stimpy had the log like on his back, like it was pretty much on his butt, and Ren had that like saw strapped to his thighs, and he was just like sawing it with his like thigh movements, and it was, oh God. It was pretty much.
Have you seen any of the episodes where they actually did make it into an adult cartoon later?
I don't know.
When they brought it back as like a grown-up show.
I don't think I have seen the
I think it was called like
Broadway.
Ren and Stimpy's Adult Party Time or something.
I didn't even know those existed. I have to look those up now.
Yeah, you should look it up. It's really, really disturbing. Because everything that was kind of implied in the original cartoon, they just shove straight into your face.
Oh God. There was so much butt love in Ren and Stimpy. I can't even imagine what happens with. Oh God.
Yeah. I think one of my favourite parts was the amount of people that wore rubber nipples on their knees. And wearing sock suspenders.
Right.
Oh my.
You gotta love cartoons where a lot of the people, you never actually see their face, you just see their legs. With Ren and Stimpy, though, you would occasionally see like the man's pipe come down onto the screen.
Right, right. Yeah, good old TV times. I have stopped watching TV, like actual TV, for like. I stopped in the year 2000, so that makes 15 years without watching TV. I still watch like series and TV, not TV, and movies and such, but I don't switch on a channel. I don't even have like I couldn't even connect my TV to anything in here because I don't have the connection anymore. I have it cancelled.
Guess
And
what,
my
guys?
life is much happier.
I can give a very exclusive, exciting piece of news right now, even though I can't really talk about what it is. The card game that I am creating, the contracts have now been signed by all parties, so it is going to become an actual thing.
That's nice.
That's
really cool.
So, I'm sure at some point I'll be able to talk all about it, but I better not right now in case anyone steals my idea and puts it on Kickstarter before we do.
Right.
You putting it on Kickstarter?
I'm not going to be, it'll be the company that are working with me that kickstart it and take it
One
down
we
the
all know and
business.
love.
Is it what?
One we all know and love.
It is some people that we all know and love, and I'll tell you about it off air at some point.
Did we just do a bit of work with the company that you've got?
Maybe. You'll have to wait and see.
Kickstarter really needs to start supporting PayPal, though. But I dread the day when they do, because that will be the day when I will be really poor forever. Because I don't have a credit card. But PayPal would just open a terrible door of spending opportunities for me.
Yeah, a portal to hell would open up, and your soul would be sucked into it. All that would be left is just the dready skeleton.
Yes.
With an open wallet.
Reddington.
An open wallet kind of flapping in the wind. With nothing in it.
That would pretty much happen. Like, I could afford like one pack of ramen a month, and that's what I would have to live on.
Yeah, I've been quite good with Kickstarter. Usually I just back for a very tiny amount, just to show some support.
Yeah, I would do that too mostly. I really wanted to back the Wasteman thing, for example, but I just couldn't. I had no way to do it.
I had no money at all for the Wasteman Kickstarter, so I ended up just putting down, I think it was £7 or £8, so I could get the exclusive model.
Yeah, that's what I would have done too. Just get like the cool astronaut dude.
Yeah.
And have him like walk
I didn't have any money at the time because I was about to go to America.
Yeah, I will be in the place soon, because I will have to save up for my America trip starting next month. Like, I have to be really good about my spending. I have been in the past. I have like a budgeting program for my hobby, which works most of the time if I don't like get really excited about something all of a sudden, which is really easy for me. I'm really excitable about dollies. It's terrible. It's not good for my money.
I think I have to avoid buying too many miniatures now because I've already got all these Orknar to paint. I've got some more goblins to paint. Then after that, in a couple of months, Dungeon Saga is going to be arriving with tons of models in it.
Oh, Dungeon Saga will be
Yeah, good luck
amazing.
painting
I
that.
hope I can like play it with you over a hangout thing. Like, I hope that works and it doesn't involve something that you can't like see over camera or something.
It seems like a game that could be played over Hangouts. The only thing would be the Necromancer would have to be in the room, so whoever's hosting it would have to be the Necromancer.
Right. That would be so cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also try not to buy as many miniatures right now. Like, I still have a backlog of some stuff. I still have to paint the rest of my orc army, my random weird orc army. I have a lot of stuff back there, and still have my Mortarion model that I haven't even put together yet because I just I just dread cleaning the Forge World resin. It's just such a pain. And just what else? Yeah, all the commission stuff, but I don't count that right now. I just have to get that done before I can't even think about start painting more stuff for myself again.
I just thought of something actually. I think in the Kings of War Goblin Army, I'm just going to have a look. I'm not sure if it is in the Goblin Army or not. Something in Kings of War that's like somebody pushing something explosive into battle.
Yes, they have that card with the black powder.
I'm just going to check which army it's in. If it's in Goblins, then I could potentially get a couple of those exploding piggies to use.
You know, you can always ally in models from other armies in Kings of War. You just need like one, what do they call it? Like one proper unit from like the ally army you have to put in, which is like, I don't know, like 20 orcs or 10 orcs or something. And then you can just ally in whatever you want from that army.
Right, I found it. It's in the Ogres. It's like a big wheelbarrow thing with loads of explosive barrels on it, so I could definitely use those pigs for that.
You could even just say like one of your goblin units is like the red goblin unit from the Ogres and make that like the one that you have to take, and then just put the barrel thingy.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look when all the new army lists are finalised for the next edition.
Oh yeah,
that's definitely something I would like to do, because those I did when I was looking for those pigs, because I saw them in your video, because obviously everyone needs models with actual buttholes in their collection. So I was looking at those, and then I saw the explosive ones. I thought, I've got to be able to find a use for those, because those are just too cool.
Yes, that would be hilarious. One of the best uses for those miniatures, I think.
I think so.
Because I don't actually see the Redneck models like used in games much. They get bought by people because they're cool and a bit like, I don't know, they're special. And yeah, I don't know. They have to be played. I'm kind of getting into Panzerfäuste now, which is like the World War II/World War I fantasy skirmish game. And it's really cool. Like, I didn't even really know it existed for the longest time, even though it's like out there for, I think, 15 years or longer, and I never heard of it in Germany, but it's so exciting. Because it combines one of my favorites, which is World War II, my favorite, and also has orcs, and that's amazing.
What's that called?
Panzerfäuste. I can just write it in the Facebook chat, let's see. Also a Facebook group for it. It's by Wessex Games. I could just link it. Why do I? Copy. Like, the miniatures are really dated, sadly, but they are making a new version of the game, which is a bigger scale. And they will also have new miniatures. I'm waiting for those pretty much to use those in the skirmish game. Because I won't play the big battle game. I just can't play another like battle game size tabletop. It's just I don't have the space anymore.
Oh yeah, I've seen that stuff.
Like the dwarves and gnomes still look really cool, but the orcs have that certain wonkiness about them that only like a real.
Yeah, look at the banner on the Facebook group. They're all cross-eyed, aren't they?
Yeah. It's true. Yeah, it's like really old sculpting jobs. They have a certain charm, but I'm waiting for the new ones because they look so much better. At least from the artwork that I have seen. And for now, I'm just using my Cromlech orcs. Cromlech, something like that.
I just saw something that made me feel like a true A-lister.
Oh god.
Okay, because whenever I get a new subscriber, I go over to see if they've got a channel. and look
Right.
at their stuff. And also you can see all their activity, so you can see who else they've subscribed to. And then when I look down the list of people they're subscribed to, I see, okay, they subscribe to Beasts of War, Mini Wargaming, Blue Table Painting, obviously the biggest channels in the community, and then me, and nobody else.
What? It's an outrage.
So that
Why
shows,
isn't it so?
that shows the kind of A-lister I am if I'm in the same bracket with those big channels.
Yeah, I guess.
Or they're just doing the bit for the community and involving special people.
Or maybe they went on the Beasts of War channel and looked down the side at channels we love and just subscribed to random ones from there, because I'm pretty sure mine's on there.
That could happen, yeah.
That's what happens when you're an A-lister. Oh, I just got another subscriber as well. It's just non-stop A-list action over here.
My subscribers just like stopped at shortly before 300, and that's just it. Like, I will never have 300. It just won't happen.
Yeah, it's difficult unless you really engineer your videos to attract
Yeah.
subscribers. Like, hey,
That's true.
I'm unboxing this new Forge World Primarch. Suddenly,
Yeah.
15,000 new subscribers.
Yeah, that's right.
Or if
Like,
you say,
I just do
I'm
what
going to
I
give
want.
you, I'm going to give you tactical Eldar advice. 10,000 new
Yeah.
subscribers.
Yeah, like creating content that is a bit more timeless, I think, than just a vlog about like what I have done this week. Like actually having like tactics and stuff on
The
your
more
channel.
personal channels are better, I think, but they're not going to have the same widespread appeal.
Yeah, it's true. It's mostly more about the people. Like, I watch pretty much all my YouTube channels just for the people, not for the content. Like, I don't care what they review. I just watch it because
Yeah,
I like the people.
That's
and
pretty much what I do as well.
Yeah.
It's all about the person's personality, especially because I like to paint while watching videos. So
Yeah, me too.
if I'm going to listen to someone talk, it better be somebody who's interesting.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I do too. I rarely watch videos. I mostly just like, I'm just hunched over a miniature and just listen. Which is like, I really used to love the mini wargaming battle reports for the longest time when they had more of the, let's say, the more crazy people around. And it was just more about listening to the people just goofing off and stuff. And but these days they're having more of the just battle report, just like, oh, I roll a 3 and now I make my armor save and blah, 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 and it just goes on for 2 hours and I can't watch those. I'm not as interested in the 40k game as it is that I would be able to watch those. Like, it just doesn't work. I'm actually kind of getting burnt out on 40k again. It's terrible. It's just my life in Germany.
Yeah, 40k as a game doesn't interest me that much compared to other games. It's just easy to get games in because so many people play it.
Yes, pretty much. I mean, I really like the background. I am even a bit nostalgic about the game still, about like some of the orc stuff. But I really just play to hang out with my wargaming buddies.
Yeah.
Mostly.
That's basically what I do, because I've got my regular group of 40k people, and they're really into the backstory and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the backstory too. I just listened to the whole Horus Heresy on audiobook, pretty much. I read a few of the actual printed books because they were not there as audiobooks. Started my Mechanicum army because of that. I'm into the fluff, but the game itself can be it can be tedious. Sometimes it's just too much and just too. I roll like 30 die and okay, I do like 3 models fall over and I'm like, okay, that was exciting. I want to play relics or something else, like where I roll like 5 die and the same happens. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely the GW game's definitely sliding down on my priority list.
Yeah, they
Especially
can be a lot of
fantasy at the moment, since nobody wants to play it because they don't know what's going to happen to it.
Yeah, it's sad. My ogres are collecting dust right now. Like, we have played a few games of Triumph and Treachery, which was fun. Took all day, but was fun. But apart from that, no fantasy is going on. And people don't even want to play Kings of War. I'm like, you can still use your fantasy army. Let's just play Kings of War again, like we did for 3 months. And they're like, meh, it's not the GW rules, though. And I don't get how people can be that way.
I don't know.
It's
I
not made by
can kind
GW.
of understand it because, to an extent, whatever company gets people into wargaming, they're kind of stuck to that until they get into one other game seriously from another manufacturer, and then it just opens up the world and they just go crazy and buy everything, which is what happened to me.
It's also the people like who are like that over here who pretty much only use GW models in their fantasy armies and no alternative models. And I'm all open for alternative models. I always look where I can find them. So I'm not as invested into the actual GW product line as it is, and I don't feel like I spent 50 euro on like some models and now I have to use the rules that were precisely made for those models because they're kind of playing into the price too, because that's pretty much what happens with GW. You pray, you pray. Oh god, I just turned a bit. I don't even know what accent that was. You pretty much pay for the power level of some units at least.
Yeah, you definitely do.
And I think people are hesitant to actually use like different systems and different rule sets with the GW models, which is sad. Really sad.
Well, the thing is, some people see a dice that isn't a d6, and their brain just melts.
Yeah. Oh, it's true. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I wanted to go somewhere with that, but I forgot. I lost my train of thought. It just derailed, went down a cliff, into a swamp, sank to the ground, and I can't find it anymore.
Well, I think these goblins right here are going to look quite good when this tree is stuck on.
Oh, that's quite a tree. Yeah.
It is.
It has kind of a broad footing, though, has it? You could just like. Oh.
I don't know. I might just be able to stick it down, but I think.
Yeah, that's a ginormous foot. Like to break that off. I mean,
It is,
okay, you thought you.
It's going to be stuck 100% onto paper, though. That's the thing.
Oh yeah. I see that problem. Couldn't you break through the paper and put like the foot of the thing like under the paper on the actual wood and then just pour your flock over it? So you
I don't know, because I'm not sure the holes are big enough for that.
Right.
It's just going to be awkward, so I think the best thing is just going to be to find where it's stable and just drill a hole and then just put a little pin through it.
Right.
Should be quite easy.
That's true. That's true.
I do like to pin everything with this wire. Special for jewellery. Even though it says jeweler.
I have that wire too. Is it like steel wire?
Copper wire, this one is.
Okay, I have the steel wire and it was a mistake. I can't cut it with anything without hurting myself. It's the worst purchase
Yeah, this is really easy to cut. It's perfect as well because it's exactly 1mm. So it works with 1mm drill bits.
Yeah, sounds good.
The only problem I have with 1mm drill bits is that when I'm actually using a hobby tool with them, they can break quite easily. Especially when drilling metal. So I have to buy quite a lot of them. And you have to be careful with them and not let it drill too far at a time. Just do it bit by bit so they don't break.
Right.
The plastic and resin and anything else, though, it's fine. You just go straight through it.
Oh man. I really hope that GW will soon release the new fantasy rules just so that people calm down again and just like start playing fantasy again, because I miss it. I really miss it.
I've sold my army.
Have you?
I have
Did you get a
sold
good
one
price?
£99 at the end.
for how much? Like model-wise?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I sold
was
my
desperate
orc
for money.
army. Yeah, I know. I'm being there from time to time too. I have sold so many armies in my lifetime.
I can't do
Just
it
to,
anymore.
yeah. I
Can't
mean, I
sell an
just
army that I
reinvest
painted.
the money into new stuff and then, I don't know. It's often just what I do. Like, I got the Britannons, and I played the Britannons for quite a while, got 600 points. Then I took fancy in the new M, was super broke, pretty much traded the army in for the new M army pair. Then painted the new M army, and now I'm sticking with the new M army. And the same happened to me in fantasy. I started with orcs because I love orcs, but I couldn't. I hated playing them after a while. So I sold them, reinvested into ogres. I love my ogres. And it's a bit what happens to me with a lot of systems. A bit of trial and error.
Everyone needs a bit of trial and error.
Everybody. I can see a bit of the bee before Lewd Bowl on that poster, by the way.
No! How can you see a bee there? I don't even
I
see
can
it.
see a tiny bit of it.
Oh yeah, there's a bit of the bee. Well, that's just how it is now. Can
I don't
also
have
see
to
the
worry.
crazy sun on my curtains. Like, I'm not letting the sun in.
The sun, is it as crazy as that cheese was earlier?
Yes, it's crazy sun. German crazy sun that gives you like an instant 10. Like you're just black.
Instant tan, and then if you step into it again within 24 hours, it's just instant skin cancer.
Yes. I mostly just have my curtains shut because I don't want people to like look in. I'm pretty much living in a basement, a dug-out basement, so to speak.
But you could have some nice, friendly homeless people coming and looking in the window.
There, luckily, is a ginormous like steel fence preventing people from doing that. But the hedge in front of it just doesn't want to grow. I'm just waiting for the day when that hedge is big enough so people can't look in anymore and I can just have my curtains open. I'm really paranoid about people watching me when I'm at home. Like, I really don't like it. It's weird. Other people I know that live like right beside the sidewalks, they don't give a crap. They just live their life. Like, people walk by, look in, see them like picking their nose, and they don't care. But I'm not one of those people.
Well, you don't need to be too paranoid about people watching you at home when you're broadcasting on this channel.
Yeah, right. But people can only see like the screen and not everything else. Like, I can have my underwear like skirt over the floor, and like people can't see. I could like wear no pants. People can't see it. But...
That's the dream, isn't it? Being able to frolic around your living accommodation, painting miniatures, wargaming with no pants.
Yes.
Spud's living the dream quite regularly.
I mean, I'm wearing a skirt. I don't know if that counts. Like, at home I'm wearing a skirt, even though I'm not a skirt person. But at home I hate pants. They're just too constrictive, I guess.
Pants-free zone.
Yes. Man, my hair is getting crazy.
It's not going to stab you, is it?
I don't know. Everything's crazy today. My hair, the sun, the cheese.
My wonderful facial hair might stab somebody one day. Because it can get quite pointy.
I can't even deal with my hair right now. It's just... I didn't have natural hair for I don't know, 12 or 13 years. I didn't even remember how it felt. And it's just growing into all directions. It's not hanging like normal people's hair.
You're
Just having
definitely
that
going to
giant...
dread it again.
Yeah, totally. In autumn, I will get dreads again, because this is just the thought of going to a barber shop, having my hair cut, because people can't do it. My hair is too crazy. You can't. It's regular length, because when you do, it doesn't look regular, because it's so twirly and weird. It goes in all directions, and all my life, no one could cut my hair and make me not look like a tool. So,
Okay, it's time to test this. Can I find a spot where it's wood and not a hole to drill into? That
There
feels
could be
like
your
wood.
finger under it, so like don't drill into your finger. No.
Do it.
So we were like crazy blood splatters on the camera. We know what happened.
Okay, so I found a spot. Just want to make sure the tree will sit there nicely.
Yeah, that's a nice city tree.
Yep.
And you know, around Christmas, you could like put little like Christmas decorations in those and play a game.
Don't give them any ideas.
I'll make a Christmas-themed army next.
Just have Goblin Santa on his wolf sleds or something.
It's like I only have to do one hole here because my right hand is quite terrible. I wouldn't be able to do this for very long.
Yeah, my left hand is like that. I broke my wrist at some point, and since then my left hand is just screwed. Can't really lift with it. It's just terrible.
What I might do actually, I might just go over to my hobby tool on the other side of the room and just drill a hole that way.
Hobby tool.
Yeah, so I think I'll leave my microphone on so you can hear it in the background.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I'll be right back.
I always
Don't
wanted
rush.
to hear that.
If it gets too horribly loud, you can always mute me, can't you?
Nope. It will be your fault when people leave. How many viewers are there?
0.
Alright. I closed my tab with the actual thing in it. I guess there's 0 now. I could give it a like though. That's it. I still have to get new drills. Like I lost mine in the move. They're just gone. I don't know where they went. And over the last month, I was just every month I found myself just those like 10 euros short to just buy a new drill set because I bought dollies. It's terrible. I have the wrong priorities sometimes.
Oh my.
Oh, my finger!
Why am I on the? Wow, my voice just went crazy there. My crazy energy voice. I'm on the thumbnail for the show actually right now. It's crazy. Good thing I didn't make faces. There, thumbs up. Then now there's 3 thumbs up. Isn't that great?
What, on the video?
And 1 watcher. Yeah, and 1 watcher. That's me.
That's probably why it's just been 1, it's you.
Yeah, I guess.
So you've been the watcher and, like, speaker.
Yes, that's what I normally do just to look at stuff. Oh, you even have the live chat going. Interesting. I like the live chat better than the comment chat because you can just follow it without having to refresh the page over and over again.
Yeah.
And resort it by like newest comments and such a hassle. Why isn't Green Colin here?
He's not online.
Yeah, even wrote it in the chat.
I
No,
have
if I-
returned.
You have what?
Returned. It wasn't too loud, was it?
It was terrible. We couldn't hear each other. Like, people were yelling.
People just
Like-
jumping out of windows, they didn't know what was going on.
Yes, that was crazy.
Still-
My
they're still-
neighbors banged at the walls. They were like, no drilling. It's too early.
9!
I will just like talk to myself in the chat now. Because Scream Colin isn't here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah? He might be dreaming about those Kings of War models now.
He might be. I have sent them, by the way. I
You
have sent him some Basilian or Basilean angels.
Oh yeah. I think I know how they look, but they never really spoke to me. I'm not into the aesthetics pretty much of like normal human armies which like have angel themed things going on, or I don't know. I like playing monsters, always did.
I'm trying to think if I have lots of normal human armies for anything. Obviously, you can't have anything that isn't normal humans for bolt action.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, my Americans are obviously all human, but da. But soon with Panzerfäuste I can actually like have them fight against orcs. It'll be hilarious.
Yeah, you could use those for bolt action, couldn't you, as well?
Yeah, you could. I actually thought about that the other day, but bolt action is just a bit too much in scale again that I would want to invest that. I just want a skirmish game to have a bit of a hilarious like World War II orc time fighting gnomes or something over a bakery.
Or a chocolate factory.
Yeah, or that. Or a donut stand.
Right then, the moment of truth.
It's tree-tastic. Tree-licious.
Tree-tacular.
Tremendous.
Oh, that's a good one.
How late is it? I still have a bit of time, so I will stay for a bit longer.
Right, that looks quite good, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's quite nice. They have a tree now, like.
Right, so I'll just stick that down.
Looks awful.
I'm still looking for tiny owls to put into stuff, but I can't find them. Maybe there's like scale train model tiny animal owl plastic somewhere, but I only find crows and stuff, and I don't want crows. I want owls.
Do you think owls are underrepresented?
Yeah, certainly are. There's one model like with a leprechaun riding an owl, which is really cool. But I wouldn't know where to use it because I don't know. The owl could be used, but a goblin would need to ride it instead of the guy. Maybe I should try out a Hangout tool at some point.
Right, there we go.
I mean, I have used them. I just never made them public. Ah, neat.
So
Needs an owl though.
that one guy was kind of hiding under the tree and is just making his way out now.
Right. You could have yellow snow like under the tree, like they peed against it.
I could do that.
Isn't there... What distinctive winter animals are there that are active in winter? Is there anything funny that could be used to add to like winter bases?
Reindeer.
Yeah, those are really Christmassy though. Silly bears are just hibernating. Yeah, animals are just wussies, like they just hibernate. There's no cool animals in winter.
That is true, actually.
You could add a snowman to one of the bases though.
So when that glue is dried, it's going to be time to snow up this base.
Snow it up.
Snow it up real good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With Gale Force 9 Hobby Scenics. And I've already done a ton of bases with it so far, and it's still overflowing. So I don't know how that's even possible. It's like the more I use it, the more is in there.
Right. I'm using the Army Painter Battlefield Snow. It's pretty much the same stuff, I think. It's just like
I'm sure it is.
whatever. I love it though. It's really cool. Really easy to use, really quick. And
While that's spraying, I think I'm going to gloss varnish my orc now.
gloss varnish for protection or for looks?
For protection, and then there'll be a matte varnish over the top of that when they dry.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's what I do often. I think the best purchase I ever made, like basing wise, like basing stuff wise, is a forest in a pot, which is this one. It's just a really cool mix of like of foam, woody stuff, and actual wooden pieces. And
Is that Army Painter?
I don't actually know the company. It just says forest in a pot, dark forest, and
Probably not
there's
Army
no-
Painter then, because they usually put their name on everything.
No, it could be an exclusive that was made for my. Oh no, realityandscale.com. It is, and it also comes like it's not expensive, and it comes with little resin mushrooms in it. There you go. I haven't used them yet. I want to keep them for something special, and I have based my whole bolt action army with it. I mixed it with mixed it with this stuff, which is just like shredded cardboard or something. It looks a bit like pine needles, like dried pine needles. I mixed it into the forest thingy and just based the whole army with it. Looks amazing. Was a bit messy, but really easy and really worth it. And that big sack of stuff was, I think, €2, not even €2. Using it for years now. It's from Noch.
I've still got the most ancient basing material I have. I'm just going to show it to the world right now. Is this white pot, green flock.
Oh god.
Holy crap.
And
Is it that like paper flock? I hope it's a paper flock. Ah, it's static rice. Is it? I can't
it's
really
not
tell.
quite static grass. It's like tiny little. It's kind of sandy quality, but it's green and it's very light.
It's interesting.
It's the old stuff they used to sell in Games Workshop in bags.
Interesting. I
About
only knew the
15
like
years
shredded
ago.
paper.
In fact, it might be longer. It might be about 18 years ago.
Interesting.
And it's lasted all this time. I only keep it because whenever I add things to my dwarf army, I want them to have flock that matches.
Right, yeah. That
So-
can be a problem.
It's only used for them.
Do you guys remember the weird like basing spray GW had back in the 90s? It was a spray can that would spray like texture, and it was green. You could just like make an instant green gaming table, which was kind of, I think you needed like 3 of those cans for a proper table, but
I do not remember that.
Nope.
that was a crazy time. I don't think they sold well. That's why they were not out there for too long, because the nozzle would just clog and then you could throw it away. It was
Normally when something
terrible.
doesn't sell well, they just rebrand it as something else and bring it back later.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Storm of Magic or something? It was terrible, and then they changed it. They put loads of that stuff in the end times instead, didn't they?
Did they? I don't know. I played Storm of Magic. I personally liked it because of the craziness. It was really complicated though, but I liked that you could bring like random monsters and just summon them and have them in your army. And you had that wheel of like magic wins or something, like which magic would be stronger each turn. That was hilarious. It took ages to play a game though.
That's never good.
And
It takes long enough to play Warhammer as it is.
it does. It does. Once you add any of the like supplements with extra rules, it gets crazy.
Well, it takes a long time unless you're me at the Adepticon tournament, in which
Ah,
case
yeah.
the games took an average of about 25 minutes.
Yeah. Also, when you know your army really well, you can just like play and not look stuff up all the time, and it just works. It also helps to have a bit of a compact army and not like a goblin army where you have to move like 10 billion goblins.
Yeah, Skaven and Undead are the worst.
Oh god. I find it hilarious with the new 40k, the Demonkin Codex that just came out, where you can summon things onto the battlefield. And it means like people who play that codex have to bring their army. And then they have to bring all the extra models that they might summon. Like it's just might not be as terrible as a Warhammer Fantasy vampire counts with all the skeletons you can summon, but still it's up there.
Yeah, I always had a nightmare adding zombies to the table and then taking them off again, and adding them again and then taking them off.
Yeah, I like compact armies. That's why I play ogres. I rather have like big guys with three wounds than I don't know, just three tiny guys. Because ogres in the end, like stat-wise, they are pretty much orcs with 3 hit points, and that works for me.
Yeah, they are basically.
And also more reliable because they don't fight, like they don't infights.
How's the Arcworlde painting going over there, Mr. Stevie?
So good. Just applying the wash. Maybe highlights. The rest of the block colours and another wash.
I would love to play Arcworlde, but again, Germany, no chance.
Yeah, it seems like you need to be very lucky in Germany if you want to play any of the game systems.
Yeah, I'm lucky to know the guy who owns Battlefield, so I can play a lot, but often it's just the investment is just too much to just play like 1 or 2 games a year because we play so many different game systems that we want to play, and often like I'm also the only person he can play with, and so we just play, I don't know, a different game every month. That's what it comes down to, and we rarely play longer than like 3 sessions for one game. Relix was a thing where we actually played for longer. We played it for a few months pretty constantly. Then the German Masters came, Pale. Like he won the tournament, and then that was it.
You retired on top.
Yeah, but we will play a big game next month again. I will bring all my Newham, 555 points, and he will bring whatever he wants. He has Vatir, Lieutenant, Orkner. No, he doesn't have Orkner, he also has New M. There we go. And I will probably make a battle report, I think. Just because it's small events, like something that happens that is cool. I will just film it, I think.
As Newham, what kind of record have you got against the other factions?
Let's see. I mostly did terrible against Vatir because of crazy magic combos. I did really well against Britannons. And I only played Orkner once with my New M, and that was, oh god, what happened there? Was it a draw? It was only at the tournament, so I don't really remember what happened. It was just one game. I could like go back to the video and look it up, but I don't know. Maybe I even lost because I didn't know anything about Orkner, what they can do, and I just went in there, like just try to bash them in the head, and it didn't work because they're bad at it. I think that's what happened.
I've done terrible against Orknar and completely smashed Vatir every time I've played them.
It's interesting. Because the Vatir is just like how my buddy plays him. It's just he has 2 really powerful casters, and he just goes crazy with spells, and I can't do anything against it normally.
I found that with Tormentors, just killing all these casters instantly, because they rely on defense, and if they're hiding behind something, the Tormentor will still get them.
Yeah, he sadly was really good at that. Even with double Tormentors, I rarely got a shot in on them, not even bouncies. Not even bouncies. But I look forward to paint my Ruiner once the order is in. Once Gavin has sent it off to the battlefield and I can buy it in my store. Also the Riddens or Ridens, really tempted, but nope.
Yeah, I haven't decided whether to get any of those yet, because I've still got all these Orknar to do.
Yeah. It looks like you will be done with them fairly quickly, though. I mean,
it's a very easy painting technique.
Yeah.
I haven't decided which unit to do next.
I honestly have like no idea how to, like, what list I want to make for the next Relics trilogy game with the general kill thingy.
Yeah.
It's
Killed
hard with dollies. It's really hard. With New M, I would know what I do, but dollies is a thing. I don't even know if I should go for a victory or try to make it a draw. Like, I don't know if dollies have the killing capacity that it takes to like break through to the dominis that you will most likely take and take him out on top of that.
Britannons are actually really good at killing the Domini, because the marksmen, because they get to reroll or move one of the dice, plus the reroll of him being big, they're nearly guaranteed to do damage to him every time they shoot at him.
That's true, but I'm pretty sure you will have like healing capacities in there too. So even if I shoot your Domini first turn, you will be able to heal him up almost unless you roll really badly again with your Medicare. And I don't know, like a first strike won't work, I think. Like I would have to take out the healing units first, and that makes it complicated.
Yeah.
Because my general can't heal himself, like the new M can. He can only like heal other people who are dollies. I have to be really careful with that. That will be interesting. I don't know if I can pull that off at all. I might have to try and go for a draw. We'll see.
Okay. I think that's all the gloss varnish on.
Yep, that's pretty glossy.
So, also it's taken off some of the glaze from the raised areas, so it's really prominent in the crevices now, which makes it look better.
Ah, that's true. Have a look at the thing. Maybe Green woke up and is actually watching. Nope, one watcher.
Well, you know what? I'm just going to send a link to the video to Graham Collin in case he's online somewhere.
Right. Isn't there a link in the like Chilling Wargamers group?
Yeah, I put one there.
Dun, dun, dun.
People are at work
Maybe.
or...
Yeah. People are just working, like having dinner with their children or walking their dogs or doing stuff. Oh yeah, the Arcworlde painting session. Pale. Put a like on it. Yeah, I think people are just busy doing other things.
I think chill and chats are very good for actually getting painting done, and the community seem to enjoy watching them. Generally.
That's true. That's true. I can't really paint like when I talk, cause I don't know, it just doesn't work. I can do other things. I can do basing or priming or whatever. Do a bit of fiddly stuff, but actual painting, I just have to be in my little world, just being shut off everything, listen to an audiobook or a podcast.
In the dread zone.
In the dread zone. Yeah, that's not a bad title for another spin-off series that I might have to start now.
Well, it's either that or you'd need to start playing either the Judge Dredd game or just Dreadball.
Yes, I play Dreadball, but haven't done any videos about it because
Well, how can you possibly lose when it's named after you?
we played a league and I have an orc team, of course, orcs, and in the end my team had the worst score, but it was the most expensive team in the league and no one wanted to play against it because it would just kill everyone. Like I rarely went for points. I just went to like cripple people and kill them and people hated it. It was hilarious.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I didn't care about winning, just about like making other teams worse. So it would have a harder time. The Dreadball League was a really good time. We should do that again. I will try to get one working maybe this summer.
I did try to do a Hangout Dreadball League, but people lost interest.
Yeah, it's a bit fiddly over Hangout, just because, like with the facing of the models and such, and I don't know.
It's
Or
not as
did
easy
you
as
have
Relics.
Yeah, it's true.
Although it'd be easier now that Hangouts have the ability to draw on the screen.
That is true. Didn't they have that when you did it?
No, they only added that in the last few months, I think.
Yeah, that would be easier to do then. That's true. Also, everyone at our gaming club has a Dreadball team, and my game is still at the club. So we even had the big game, like the giant mat that you got, like the Dreadball Extreme, where you could play 3 teams against each other, and that was so cool. It was so much fun.
Yeah, you can even play 6 teams against each other.
Yes. I think the most we did was 5 teams once, and it was hilarious. It was pretty much one of the last games I played. Really cool, really worth it. The experience just doing it.
I think around these parts, people are starting to get into Dead Zone now. So that'll be fun.
People around, like some people in my club got into Dead Zone too, but they only played at home at one person, and I pretty much couldn't make it there anymore. So I didn't even get a starter. I want to get the orcs and just like join in, but me. Also looks really cool, but I'm not 100% sold on the Dead Zone orc models. I like the ones for Dreadball, but somehow the ones for Dead Zone don't really do it for me, except for the goblins. I like those, but I don't know if you can have a complete Dead Zone goblin army that works. So I don't know. So I will get a new water, and then I will like stay for like 10 to 15 minutes, and then I have to go and do stuff and prepare for the sushiing. I haven't eaten anything all day, so I can just stuff my face.
Sushi.
Yes. Till I throw up. Okay, be right back.
You do. emptying my camera memory cards and checking the batteries are all fully operational.
Supposed to be painting.
Things are drying at the moment, and I wouldn't want to run out of juice at the Mantic Open Day. That would be bad.
Certainly would.
I am going to have to film in not quite the highest HD quality.
Oh, that's so professional.
Yeah, because we're going to be recording some of the seminars, and they are often very, very long, so it'd fill an entire memory card in full HD. And really, the full HD is only really useful when you're looking at miniatures, not really people talking. You don't need to see every individual nose hair.
No, you do.
Nose hair's overrated. So I think I'm all set for tomorrow. Some chilling Wargamers business cards, of course.
Oh, you're having business cards now. Interesting. Ew.
And on the back, it says emotional.
Fancy. I can't read it, but I can make it out, kind of.
Just in tiny text on the back. I think we already left about 5 of them around Mantic HQ at the last open day, though. In random places.
Which is a good strategy. I used to do that for our club. We had flyers with like my Beholder logo on it, pretty much. And I just left them everywhere.
Have you given any thought to creating that channel specifically for those pig miniatures called 2 Buttholes Are Enough?
That could attract the wrong crowd of people. I don't know if I want that.
It would definitely be a crowd of people, though.
Oh god. Oh god.
Where you only review miniatures that have buttholes.
I don't know if there are too many of those. I don't know if I would want that.
Well, if you don't do it, someone else will.
Right.
Is that a risk
Actually,
you're
I
willing
put...
to take?
What?
Is that a risk you're willing to take, that someone else could
Yes.
jump on that golden opportunity?
Yes, please, someone else do it. I don't want to do it. Oh god. Actually, I pimped my Beholder a bit. I put like dust pigments on his base. So it's all dusty now, like in a dungeon.
Excellent.
It's a bit spotty, like next time I have leftover pigments, I have to fill those spots in. It looks a bit weird right now. I must say though, those D&D miniatures, like for a China paint job, are really good. Like they even have a bit of shading in them and such. It's really interesting. Someday I need to repaint him though. Someday.
So I think the internet has had definitely the right amount of me this week. I think I've had some kind of broadcast on every day of the week so far.
Did you? That sounded exhausting. Like I couldn't do that.
Except
Too
on Wednesday I
much.
had 2 because there was the chill and chat, and then I had a podcast as well in the evening.
Wow. Like I'm at my capacity when I have 2 shows a week. Like, that's my maximum capacity most of the time.
Yeah, we have the Chilling Wargamers Tuesday special on my own with the guest, and then last night it was just me and the great Jojo Man with the guest.
Right, yeah. He was quite talkative, though. Like, he gave out a lot of information.
Yep.
About
And
the
Mr.
stuff.
Jojo Man knows a lot about or he knows enough about the product, since he was the one that was really excited about it.
Right, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's good to have someone that's really passionate about whatever the guest is presenting to you.
Yes, certainly is. Certainly is. It was funny when Alex from Arcworlde was on. Like, before I was like, yeah, Arcworlde, it has like fantasy miniatures. It's like, during the show I actually started like really loving the game. Like, when he explained it, what it was all about and such, and it actually made me buy stuff. And I hope that I will not buy stuff every week now when I get excited about things. Like talking to people.
I can't believe I missed that show.
It was really fun. It really derailed at some point, so.
As always.
I don't know what you're talking about. We never have a show that goes off the rails at all.
Of course not.
That doesn't sound like us at all.
Yeah, the one yesterday was actually really really on topics the whole time. It was crazy.
Yeah.
No chicken talk even. Or maybe I slept through it, I
There
don't
was
know.
only a tiny bit. I did try and convince him to create a model for a desecrated coconut.
Oh yeah, I was awake for that, I remember.
Okay.
It's yeah.
I'm not sure if all the audience got the joke, though.
I don't know.
The joke, of course, being that desiccated coconut is a thing you can get in a bag.
Oh, okay. My English skills are not
Yeah,
on
and
that
then
level,
when
I
Satan
think.
is involved, of course, you could desecrate a coconut.
Yeah, yeah. Oh god. Yeah.
It's not often I get to use that joke.
Yeah, I guess so. I had to go for that opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh man. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, but next week will be a really lively show, I think. Just from what I have heard, maybe.
I believe it will.
Yes. Could be crazy. Over the top. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh dear.
What?
And there actually should be an over-the-top tabletop game, like the Sylvester Stallone movie, and you just like you have a truck and Sylvester Stallone as a miniature, and you have a tiny like hat on him that you can turn, and then his power level rises, and then he has to do arm wrestling with other miniatures.
Speaking of Sylvester Stallone, have you heard about Dreadland's Dread competition?
I have.
I have heard of it. My local gaming stores even having a bit of a sale for like the old Dread miniatures, but I'm so crazy broke this month. It's crazy. I can't even spend it.
I don't think I should really be entering anything with a prize because I have too much stuff to paint already.
Yeah, that is also a factor. Like, I still have to finish that crazy commission. I finally have the last batch here. It will still be about 2 weeks till I'm done, and then I'm free again. And I will paint that relic starter. Also have to paint the mouselings, which is another thing for a person. But after that, I won't take any commissions for the rest of the year. I will just be free, like running through meadows and enjoying my life and playing with butterflies and not painting stuff for people anymore.
Picking flowers.
Yes. Or picking
Skipping.
on flowers. Like, you stupid flower, look at yourself. Like, your silly colors. Like, I would be ashamed if I were you. And then it just, I don't know, just gets really sad because you pick on it.
You could do that, yes.
Yeah, that's German flower picking.
Well, with German people, though, even when you're saying nice things, it can sound mean. It can sound like you're really angry.
Yeah, it's true. Not as crazy as with like Italian or like Arab people though. Like Arab people, they can just talk about, I don't know, cucumbers, and you think they are about to, I don't know, to hit them, to hit each other or something. It's crazy.
Maybe they're about to hit each other with a cucumber.
Maybe. Maybe. I remember in Germany we had a bit of a food scandal about like poison cucumbers, and every store had like a sale on cucumbers. Like get 100 cucumbers for €1, and everyone had cucumber parties just with cucumber salads, and I don't know what the other kind of parties were. I don't want to know. It was fun times.
Sounds a little strange.
Yeah, it's Germany. I don't know.
Did you realise still nobody has commented on this video?
I
Nope.
have.
I didn't really expect it, to be honest.
I even personally sent Graham Collin a link.
I just asked in the comments why Green isn't here. That's all I did.
He doesn't really watch my videos though, so
Maybe that's why. Maybe he's protesting and he doesn't want these things to be on your channel.
It's crazy though that he doesn't have like lots of people to play with in his area. I always imagined London to be like that mecca of wargaming where you can play everything.
Probably
Like,
just depends which part of London he's in, because I imagine if he's in one end of London and all the good stuff's in the other end, it's quite difficult to get from one place to another across the city.
yeah, it's a problem in Berlin too. Like many people can't visit the Dread Cave for games because it's just too far away. Like they're in the way south, I'm in the way north.
It's easy in Manchester to get from one end to the other on public transport.
Right.
Not too complicated at all. But in London, I think you have to change trains about 18 times just to get to your local shop.
Yeah, that's terrible. Like when I go to my gaming club, I have to change trains. It's only twice. Like I take 3 trains pretty much for the short way, and if I don't want to change trains as much, I take a bit longer. And it's all subway. There's a bus which pretty much brings me there straight, but it takes double the time. I just take it for now, so for a while, because I don't like subways because of recent events that I don't know if I can do it for a while. It's just yeah. Anyway, like Berlin is still, it has a good public transport system compared to other places, but Germans are a bit special when it comes to like trains being on time. Like when the train is like 2 minutes late, they get really mad.
Late transport is it was a very touchy subject with me a few weeks ago after America when all the planes were delayed.
Did you rage like whenever a bus was 5 minutes late?
I was just having Vietnam-like flashbacks to being stuck in airports for 4 hours.
Yeah, it sounds really. Did they have Wi-Fi though at the airports at least?
Usually. But you'd have to like stand one step to the left to make it work.
Like you can't sit. Like it's just.
Yeah, if you move too much one way, if you lean in your seat, suddenly there's no signal. Or if you move to a different room, there's no signal.
That's funny. I would hate that. Yeah, there is much to do around airports. Like.
Some of the airports did have nice little rooms as well where you could plug in phones to charge up and that kind of stuff.
That's handy.
Yep,
They
otherwise I
should
would
have
have gone
bouncy
insane.
castles.
They
See?
should.
The
They could
bouncy
also have
castle.
a ball pit with one ball on it that has Dreddy written on.
Yeah.
And you're only allowed in there if you're wearing a pink hat and no pants.
Yes, pretty much. That's how that works. Oh man, I haven't been on a plane for 25 years. So when I go to America, it will be really crazy for me. Like, I don't know how, not on a train, on a plane. Did I say train?
I think you said plane.
Okay. So it will be really crazy. I have no idea how planes work anymore. Like, I don't know what I'm allowed to bring on a plane. I don't know what happens before or after. Like, I have to get that whole procedure in again. Like, I don't know what changes.
I like going on planes because if I'm on a train or a bus or a car or something, I usually get a terrible headache.
Right.
But on a plane, I don't.
Oh.
So that's good. And also they bring around snacks as well.
How crazy is the security though in the US when you leave the plane?
It's not that crazy, but then again, I don't have a crazy German accent.
Yeah, and like Egyptian last name. So.
Yeah. So they might look at your passport and then move you into a special line.
Oh god, no, I don't want to go into
No, I don't
line.
think they will. Unless you start acting really suspicious or you say something that sounds like, I have a bomb, or something like that.
Maybe I won't be able to help it, so I also will have dreads again. So I will just be there, be really awkward, and try to act really normal, and that will make me act like really suspiciously. And they will just get the rubber gloves out. It will be the worst ever.
I haven't had any problems with airport security, even when carrying a dwarf army with me. They didn't even look at it once in any of the airports.
This will be interesting. I don't know if I will bring an army yet. Depends. There are people in America that I could play, but they will have armies there, so I don't know.
The main thing is just remember to take all the metal things out of your pockets, or just take everything out of your pockets when you're going through the metal detector. Because I'm sure that's one of the things that will make them immediately suspicious if you fail to comply with that.
Right. Yeah, that should be possible. I don't know. I have a belt buckle, but that's just a belt buckle. I remember it from back then. Like, the metal detector was never a problem.
Yeah, I think they quite often they make you take off your shoes and your belt, but not every time.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even wear belts right now because I don't need to. Because I still haven't lost as much weight again as I wanted to. Fit into my bras again. Super information live on YouTube.
Yeah. It's pretty rare that I wear a belt because I mostly wear elasticated waist trousers.
Right. That's what I do often too. I like belts though. I like having belts for some reason. Even though I don't need them to hold my pants up, I like to have them. I don't know why. Just a thing.
In case you ever need to kill somebody with a belt.
Yeah. Or give someone a whooping if they're naughty at a game and cheat.
If you see a person or an animal that is attacking somebody, you can just jump on their back with the belt and put it around their neck and subdue them.
Yeah, just ride them into the sunset.
You don't have to go that far.
That has so many different meanings.
Oh god. Oh god. I just hit my microphone. I hope that wasn't super loud. Oh man. Okay, I actually have to leave you two now.
Yeah, we won't be that far behind you, I don't think. Pretty finished here.
Yeah, I think I'm running out of painting stuff to do.
You've just been banging on that, you've got loads of stuff to do.
Yeah, but they're not all on the table at the same time. Some of them still need assembling and whatnot. There's only limited space on this table.
All right. So enjoy the rest of your days, of your day, singular, not plural. Also, the rest of your days. Also enjoy those. I don't
Yeah,
care.
enjoy the rest of your life.
Enjoy the rest of your life, and have fun at the Mantic Open Day.
I shall.
And right, and we'll talk later. Bye.
Ta-ra.
Bye. Well, I think all I can do now is maybe do the snow on this.
I've just got the finishing touches to my troops, so I've got my stuff accomplished.
Feeling proud of yourself?
I am. This would normally take me about 3 days.
I'm very slow at painting usually. I wasn't originally going to put anything so huge as a tree on these bases, and then I saw what Pez had done, and I thought, well, why not?
Yeah, have you seen his latest one? That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, with the drunken dwarves and the dog urinating on them.
Yeah.
That's definitely Pez material.
Certainly is our Pezza.
Although I would have thought maybe the dog would be doing a Pezza poo.
Ha. Ah, God, you're hilarious.
I am a professional. Now that I've actually signed a contract to get a game made, I could actually put myself in my employment status as a game designer, technically.
Could do. Just depends how good the game is.
Well, even if it's terrible, I still designed it.
Which is more likely. I was going to say the company name that I wanted to tell you later, but I forgot we're still on air.
Yeah. Let's see here. Status. What do I do?
Fuck all.
Legendary game.
God.
It doesn't even let me put that.
Good.
Oh, I'll hold off on that for now. I've got a few more things up my sleeve as well that could lead to potential financial gain.
So when you expecting it on Kickstarter or?
Unknown at this time.
This year?
I would think so.
Year?
Should definitely be this year.
In our lifetime?
That'd be nice.
It would, wouldn't it?
It would. There is something else, another game that I'm writing at the same time, but that's just going to be free.
Free?
Yes.
Free? How dare you, sir?
You have to give something back to the community, don't you?
Suppose you do.
Well, apparently there were 4 comments, but 3 of them were from Dreddy.
Oh dear.
One of them was a chap by the name of Gerson, who I have seen comment on videos before, so I am familiar with him.
I've seen a jerrycan.
I don't know.
See, nothing's come up on this bloody comment tracker.
Well, are you looking at the live chat comments? Because you've got those enabled rather than regular comments.
Where do I find that?
I think you have to actually open the video.
Is it not in this, in the, like, toolbox thing?
Probably not.
So yeah, I have to open the video and watch the video.
Yes, I think so.
Do-do-do-do-do.
And then on the right-hand side, there's a box with all the chat in it. And then that disappears at the end of the video as well. It's just easier for keeping track of new comments that come in, so you don't have to keep refreshing the page.
So why don't we just do that here?
It seems to be still a work in progress, all this Hangouts on air business.
My God, we seem to have been doing this for 3 hours. Surprised my computer's not blown up.
There's still time. Now, I have to decide, do I just base this with snow now, or do I get my camera out and record it and make it into a video? With an incredible tutorial showing how to keep your snow looking its whitest. I think I might do it as a video, because it's very educational for the masses.
Of course.
People do look to me for a variety of wargaming and hobby advice.
They really don't.
They do. They might regret it, but they do. And on that note, I think I may go and get some food now.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit peckish. I might go to the local Mackie D's, treat myself, with it being payday.
Well, plenty was accomplished today, painting-wise.
Yep. I mean, I've nearly finished these now. Been doing it for 3 hours.
I've got very little left to do on those models. Just the snow and then another layer of varnish on the Orknar, and then sand on the bases, and then a bit more painting on there, and that'll be done.
Right, well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Might as well wrap it up.
All thousands of people. There are actually 4 people watching now.
Oh, well, we can't go now. No, they're all turning up.
Well, one of them's me, though.
Still a lot.
Well, they'll know that these are a thing now, so they'll be back next time.
Maybe. That may be. Right, well, thanks for everyone turning up. Probably do another one of these next week. Get rid of my Arcworlde. Get it out of the way. Get it on the shelf. Right, thanks for joining me, Mr. Andy 2D6.
It's been emotional.
Certainly has. Thank you to Dreddy as well. And, yeah. See you later.
Bye.